What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, Game 4 of the first round series between the first seed Milwaukee Bucks and the 8th seed Miami Heat was played last night. Just doing a brief recap. Game 1, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 10 minutes into the game, went down with a severe back injury and did not return for the rest of that game. And in that game, the Miami Heat shockingly won in Milwaukee, 130 to 117 to take a 1-0 lead. Game 2 in Milwaukee, Giannis did not play. Tyler Hero was hurt in Game 1 and was lost for the season with a broken finger or a broken hand, depending upon which source you read. But Game 2, the Bucks hit 25 three-pointers and tying the NBA record, which was set by the 2017 Cavaliers. And they won 138-122. The final score not even indicative of how much of a blowout that game was. Game 3, the scene shifted to Miami. Giannis still didn't play. That bothered me because I thought that they were taking too much of a risk, Milwaukee. And it really didn't matter, I think, because Milwaukee lost in a blowout. I think it was something like 120 to 97 or something like that. But Miami lost another player, Victor Oladipo, for the season. Torn patella tendon in his left knee. So the Miami Heat are depleted going into Game 4. The Bucks have Giannis back in Game 4. You would think the Bucks would have the advantage. But Jimmy Butler had other ideas. Jimmy Butler came out and scored 22 points in the first quarter and scored 20 in the fourth to break the Miami Heat's playoff franchise record, which was 49, held by LeBron James. You may remember that game back in 2014 against the Nets. LeBron should have scored 50, but he choked the last free throw. Remember that? Well, he broke that record, scoring 56 points, one of the highest scoring games in the history of the playoffs, in a 119-114 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks blew a 12-point lead in a span of 2 fucking minutes. 2 minutes. Jimmy Butler was a sizzling 19 of 28 from the floor, 3 of 8 from three-point range. Jimmy Butler's mid-range game was unbelievable last night, and he was, I believe, I saw his free throws. What was it? Was he 14 or 16 from the line? Let's see, 38, 41, I think he was 15 or 16 from the line. Jimmy Butler was in fuego. Only players to score more points than Jimmy Butler, I believe, were Michael Jordan's 63 points, and he did that in double overtime. Elgin Baylor's 61. And I believe Donovan Mitchell had a 57-point game in the playoffs. And I know a couple guys had 56. Jordan had a 56-point game. Barkley had a 56-point game in the playoffs. Probably forgetting, Wilt had a 56-point game in the playoffs. So this is one of the great scoring performances in the history of the playoffs. No doubt about it. For the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis had a strong game, considering that he was not 100%. I think he had a triple-double. I think he had something like 26 points, 10 rebounds, 13 assists. It's clear from watching Giannis play last night that he wasn't 100%. He was trying to do everything he could to avoid falling. He was halfway bent over. He didn't sit down. He was getting his back worked on, trying to keep his back loose. And yet, he's still being criticized by a lot of people. A lot of people taking this opportunity to unleash their Giannis hate. You know what I mean? This guy won a championship, 2-time MVP. But a lot of these fucking haters are taking this opportunity to shit on the guy. You know what I mean? I can't do that. There's no way I can watch that game and put it all on Giannis. No, sir. There's no way. Watching that game, the fuck ups, the Mo, Larry, and Curly of that game are Mike Budenholzer, Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday. All right? I've heard people tell me all year long that Drew Holiday is a Hall of Famer. Drew Holiday might be the best player on that team. I tell people, yeah, Drew Holiday is playing very well. But let's not get it twisted. Drew Holiday is not a perennial all-star. Oh, yes, he is. Remember a couple years ago, Giannis haters trying to put Chris Middleton as the best player on that team. Chris Middleton is an overrated shooter. Chris Middleton is a non-clutch shooter. I don't care what percentages he's shooting right now in the playoffs. He's not fucking clutch. Every time I watch this goddamn guy, when the Bucks need him to make shots, outside of the 2021 championship run, he bricks. He's a choke artist. He's a horrible fucking ball handler. He always turns the ball over. He's a horrific passer. The guy can't throw a decent pass to save his fucking life. And he's always fucking up down the clutch. Drew Holiday, normally a great one-on-one defender, but last night, nobody would have been able to defend Jimmy Butler. He had one of those games where nobody could stop him. You could get prime Michael Cooper and bring back hand checking, and Jimmy Butler would have destroyed him. He just had one of those games. Everybody keeps shitting on Giannis. What you're really doing is shitting on Jimmy Butler's performance. He had an all-time great performance. He had the best Miami Heat performance in the history of the Heat. Going back to 1988. But I gotta say this. I don't understand for the life of me. A, why Mike Budenholzer didn't call timeout when the Bucks were clearly becoming discombobulated. And B, why on earth did you not double team Jimmy Butler? I mean, it was becoming apparent after he scored his 12th point of the fourth quarter. Maybe we need to double team this guy. Get the ball out of his hands and have someone else beat us. No, Mike Budenholzer is as slow as a fucking he's as slow as the fucking pulse of a 100-year-old sloth when it comes to making adjustments or noticing shit. I don't get it. All Bucks fans are saying this morning, Mike Budenholzer needs to go. And no, he didn't win a championship for the Bucks. Giannis won a championship for the Bucks. They won in spite of this stupid son of a bitch. Mike Budenholzer has cost the Bucks at least one championship and a couple of finals appearances. He's a horrible fucking coach. Just like how Billy Cunningham, you could say he won a championship with the Sixers, but to be honest with you, Billy Cunningham got out-coached by Gene Shue in 1977, got out-coached by the tandem of Pat Riley and Paul Whitehead in 1980, got out-coached in the conference finals by Bill Fitch in 1981, got out-coached by Pat Riley in 1982, and it was just the incredible talent level of the Sixers that won them the championship in 83. Also want to give a shout out to Brook Lopez, who had the best playoff game of his career. 36 points, 11 rebounds, 4-7 from downtown, 3 block shots. He played his ass off, man. The front court of Giannis and Brook Lopez did everything they could. If you combine them, They had 62 points, I believe, and 21 rebounds and 5 block shots. They did their job. It's the backcourt of Middleton and Holiday. They didn't do shit. Turning the ball over, stupid fucking passes. I saw Drew Holiday actually turn the ball over. Somehow, some way, he dribbled the ball off of his fucking knee. But I keep hearing how these guys today are just so much better than the players I grew up with. So much better. And by the way, before I end this video, I want to tell JJ Redick that he's such an old school hater. Such an old school hater by crapping all over Bill Russell's 30-point, 40-rebound performance in the 62 finals. He's such a hater. Such a hater. I think Bill Russell did in Game 7. Saying that, I don't want to hear about these old guys. You know, it's funny that they just think that anything that happened before they were born doesn't count. And that's why I hate on JJ Redick. That's why I hate on all of them. But anyway, I'm going to end this video with this. Those of you who are cheerleading and laughing, the series ain't over yet. It's not over yet. 2 of the next 3 games are in Milwaukee. And the Bucks just got to win the next 3 games. They have to. And at the end of the day, this series is still not over. Are the Bucks in a precarious situation? Absolutely. But it's not over. So all you people, prematurely celebrating, I'm remembering. I'm looking at names. I'm looking at all of that. So, in case the Bucks lose this series, right, I'm going to hold your team and your superstar to the same standards. I don't give a fuck what type of injury your superstar has. Since you all are shitting on Giannis and saying he still had to get it done, I don't want to hear nothing about, hey man, but Steph Curry had it. I don't give a fuck what Steph Curry had. I don't give a fuck if his hand got cut off. If they don't win, he getting smoked. And I'm going to be just as irrational as you guys are. I don't care what happened to any star on any team. I don't want to hear nothing about injuries. Since injuries don't count, since they don't count apparently, when it comes to the performance of a player, then that's what I'm going to do. Because when you think about it, and someone made a point about this, if we're going to not acknowledge that a diminished player is not going to play as well as they do at their prime, then what's the point of us getting mad at injured players not playing? What's the point? I didn't expect Giannis to come out there and get 50 points. I'm surprised he got a triple-double. I'm surprised he played as well as he did, considering that he couldn't stand up straight. Not really. But it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, man, I don't forget. I don't forget at all. I know who fans of this guy and that guy, this team, that player. So when your team loses, don't make, I'm a racial comment. Don't get up there talking about, man, you being irrational. Well, you was irrational shitting on Giannis. Shout out to Jimmy Butler, man, for having an all-time great performance.